excessive force. Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York. Governor, good morning. Thank you for waiting for a moment while we watched that happen. I just have to ask you, these protests that we are seeing obviously are designed to send a message, and they're designed to send a message to people like you, public officials in power. What's the message you're receiving?
The message is, Savannah, that they believe we have a justice system that doesn't represent all the people in the country. And I think that is a much bigger problem. That's beyond Eric Garner. That's beyond Ferguson, Missouri. It's been a long time coming, and it's the long string of events that we've seen in this country that suggests that the justice system, which is the bedrock of democracy, right? Justice for all, a justice system that is colorblind. You have a large number of people in this country who don't believe that's the case.
Let me just put a fine point on it.
Problem.
Let's put a fine point on it. We were just showing a sign of somebody saying Black Lives Matter. And what people in the streets are saying is there's essentially two justice systems here in this country. There's one for African Americans and there's one for everybody else. Do you agree with that? Is it about race?
Well, I agree that that is the perception. And if that is the perception, you have a problem anyway. You know, we've been discussing whether or not it's a reality, a grand jury, if they found it, if it's guilty. But the problem is the perception itself, even if it wasn't the reality. If people don't trust the justice system, you have a problem, because the justice system's responsibility is twofold. One, to do justice, but second, to instill the confidence in people that they are represented by that justice system. And it's been Eric Garner, it's Ferguson, it was Amadou Diallo here in New York, it was the Bell case here in New York, it was Trayvon Martin. These long series of cases where people have seen the same type of repeat problem, and they're saying enough is enough. And I actually think we have to reframe this problem and pull back the lens to understand it's not just about Eric Garner, it's the specific in Eric Garner, but the problem is bigger.
But you have expressed outrage about it. When you looked at that video, along with everyone else who saw it, did you think there should be an indictment, there would be an indictment?
I think, like every other New Yorker, like every other American, when you saw that video, your instinct was, this is not right, they went too far. I'm sure if the justice system is working, that it's going to address this. And then it didn't. And I think what makes the Eric Garner case in some ways powerful is you had the video, and you could watch the video. Now, technically, we don't know what was said in the grand jury room, we don't know what they heard, but in some ways, it doesn't matter. The perception is the problem. And that's what we want to start to address here in New York. People have to believe they're represented by the justice system, or we have a fundamental societal problem.
Well, there certainly has been a conversation started. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, we know you will be part of that. Thank you very much for your time, sir.